Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me and G-Funk on Archive. D-Style here. What's going on, G-Funk?
What's happening, man? Thanks for having me again. I just walked in, literally just walked in, man. I was out taking care of some business, but I'm here, man. Made it. It's cold out here. As you can see, I'm all bundled up, you know.
Absolutely. Did you lock your door? I don't think this dude's showing up again, right? Right? I need to know if you've locked your doors. I need to know.
Definitely locked. Definitely.
Because I'm telling you, man, that wasn't cool, bro. Okay, this dude always comes, attacks me. Last week said I was on drugs and shit. I'm just saying. Shout out to John in the chat, of course, and Nopal is in the chat as well. As you come in, make sure you throw a jab at the like button. If you're listening to Archive, right, make sure that like button turns blue. It's all good. All right. Kenneth Johnson says, salute to everybody. This is DStyleBoxing Live, where we don't just make shit up. Facts matter. All right.
Damn right.
All right. And we don't just talk about talking boxing. We talk boxing. All right. This is Mexican and Latino Wednesday, December 11th edition. Look, I'm getting all professional now. Have the Kings won lately? Have they won another game since the last time?
Kings are playing right now, first quarter. They're back at home finally. But, man, that was so far, that was the best buzzer beater of the year, man. That was like a 40-foot three-pointer, man, at the buzzer. Beat the Rockets, too.
The lucky buzzer beater of the year.
That's right. I'll take it because I can't stand that flop James Harden.
All right. It's all good. I mean, I don't like the Rockets anyway. A lot to talk about here, man, but let's start off with this. Someone who I believe is the best. If you disagree with me, let me know, Chad or G-Funk. The best prospect in the game, Vergil Ortiz. We've had one prospect named Ortiz once, but this another crack at it this time. What do you think of Vergil Ortiz? He's going to be fighting Brad Soloman, who's got some pretty decent wins on his belt. You could argue against maybe older opposition, but this is a fighter. I think it's for this weight class. I don't know if it's a step up from Orozco, but you know, it's still, I think, a vital fight in the path of Vergil Ortiz. How do you see this fight, man, or just in general? And what do you think of Vergil Ortiz moving forward? What should he do after this?
Yeah, well, I agree with what you said about Soloman. He's got a couple names there on the resume. You know, he's got some wins over. You know, but I do really like Vergil Ortiz, man. I think he is the goods. I think he's, you know, he's got a path to stardom. It's just a matter of whether he'll, you know, fulfill that potential. But every time I see him, you know, I see little things. I see him improving little by little. He's got very good speed, very good power. And, you know, I like what I see from the young kid, man. He looks hungry and he looks like, you know, to me, he carries that fighter mentality. You know, you can tell he's going in there and he's all business, man. And I really like that about him.
Absolutely. All right. We got some in the chat, man. David Garcia asking G-Funk, where are you watching these fights on Saturday?
I'm always watching them at the house, bro. You know, that's where I'm going to be.
What are you going to be drinking? What's G-Funk going to be like?
Oh, man, you know, that's a good question, man, because I just got paid, so, you know, might get something a little nicer, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll take the D-style path and go the Dos Equis, you know what I'm saying? Throw the X up, baby. Throw it up.
Hey, that's what it's all about right there. Dos Equis is the way to go without you can't do a Mexican Latino Wednesday while talking about Dos Equis. You know what I mean? Let's crush the legend says salute to D-Style. Absolutely. G-Funk's right here, too. It's right there, though. Right. Man, I like Vergil Ortiz, man. I mean, this is a hell of a talent, man. Soloman is 28-1. You know, he's got a 31% knockout ratio. I know this isn't the show called that, but do you think he has a puncher's chance?
I don't know about a puncher's chance, but from what I've seen, you know, it looks like he might have, you know, a chance to win. I think it's definitely you a step in the right direction as far as competition goes for Ortiz. But I do expect him to win this fight in grand fashion. And but again, man, this is boxing, like you said. Anybody has a puncher's chance out there, man. Any fighter that comes into the ring with two fists always got a shot. It's just a matter of trying to get that shot and land it on somebody. And I think that Ortiz is I think he's well equipped to handle this guy Saturday. And I'm actually real excited to see him, man. I enjoy watching him fight. I think he's a real good fighter, man. I think he's got a real bright future.
I think Vergil Ortiz has ways to go, but not that long of a way to go. I think this guy should become a champion no later than 2021, bro. I think he'll be ready. Like, I don't see why they should hold him off any longer, to be honest with you. Especially he's kind of big, right? I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be able to stay there. Salute to Matthew Thompson, by the way. Salute. Glad to catch you on the show live. Always catch it on archive. Thank you for the weekly boxing content. We appreciate that. We appreciate those that come in live and those that come in on archive. No doubt about that. All right. What's up with my Spanish brother, says Big Dog Willie. What's going on? What's going on? Vergil Ortiz, best prospect in the game, G-Funk?
Man, there's some good prospects, man. Although we got a few guys that are on the cusp of, coming over that stage. And we got one guy fighting this weekend, Teófimo López. If he's stepping up, this is a big step up for him. So, if he gets that W Saturday, he won't be a prospect anymore. And then we got, Devin Haney, who's also right there on the cusp of becoming, over that prospect stage. But yeah, I would agree with what you just said that Vergil Ortiz is the best prospect in the game right now. And I'm really enjoying watching his path. I've been lucky to catch a lot of his fights in his young career. And, he's somebody who I'm going to continue to look out for and make sure that my eyes are on the TV screen when he's fighting, man, because I do really enjoy his style. And, can't wait to see it Saturday, man. Make real excited for it.
Yeah, to me, and if anybody disagrees in the chat or comment section, just feel free to comment. I mean, if you feel anyone's better than Vergil Ortiz as a prospect, I think this guy has a very bright future ahead of him. And I never like to say, man, that guy's special. So I'm not ready to say that. I think someone proves that when they become a world champion and beat top opposition. Because the eye test could always be off. But Vergil Ortiz has the potential of being he's a little small star right now. He has the potential of becoming a big supernova, and that's a big star, by the way. All right, and we will see. I see him at 154 in the next 3-4 years. So if he wants to win the title 147, bro, I think he's got to do it soon. Like, he's got to get in the mix ASAP. I know he's called out Errol Spence, but I mean, not called out immediately, but he has talked about fighting Errol Spence in the future at 154 pounds. If everything goes right for Errol Spence and for Vergil Ortiz, and they meet in the future at 154 pounds, like down the line a couple of years, man, will that be a big fight?
Definitely. And, I'm still a little, on the fence about Spence right now after the injury. I haven't really heard much about how he's doing and whether he's going to get a fight anytime soon or what they plan on doing with him. But I hope that the young man gets better from that accident. And I hope that he definitely learned a lesson from that. I understand how it is for these guys, to have the money and the fame like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, you're human just like we are, man. And, you could easily be harmed just like we can, man. Just because you got status and money doesn't make you immune to that. So I hope that he had definitely learned his lesson from that, and I do hope that he comes back strong. Haven't heard anything, but a potential fight between him and Vergil Ortiz, man, I think that would be really something good. Spence is already starting to establish himself as a guy who could sell pay-per-views. And we know that if Vergil Ortiz continues to grow the way that he's growing and build an audience, you know, the Mexican fan base, man, we come out in strong numbers for our fighters. So, you know, I think potentially, you know, I don't know, maybe a year or two, if this could happen, that could be a pretty big fight, man, at welterweight, you know. Not going to say who I think would win right now, because again, it's, you know, Ortiz not even at welterweight yet, but I think that would be a huge fight for boxing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I hope everything goes, you know, well for Errol Spence, and you know, because that's more important than boxing. You know what I mean? So I really hope he's doing all right. Let me read over some of these comments really quick. Crush the Legend, yeah, 1 year and he is ready. I'm not sure you're talking to, but I think you're talking about Vergil Ortiz being ready for a title shot, or I don't know if you meant like Errol Spence, but either way, I think it's true for both guys. Salute, my peoples. Says Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens.
What's up, Reggie?
Marciano says Archive Gang in the house. Yeah, they were in the house. They're coming in like, hey man, I'm glad you're. You know, it's. I actually like that, man. When people come in like, I never catch you live, but I catch you on archive. Here I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely, man. Salute Reggie Owens, Ken Johnson. Lopez versus Call Me 50-50. All right. So the brother Triple A talking about when I went to Beach Channel. You know, I'm still looking up that information, by the way. If it turns out that whole thing was made up, I'm just saying. All right. And I can't find anything. Like a lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about. But if it turns out that all that was made up, that's a bad look. And I know you're listening, by the way. I know you're saying you don't listen to the channel. You were on this channel commenting a couple of weeks ago. What are you talking about? Okay. Boxing Dialogue, I got Comey by late round stoppage. We're going to get to that fight, man. Spence is lucky to be alive after that accident. I agree. Late spring, early summer for return for Errol. That's good. We'll get in the middle. Wait, good idea. You know, let's talk about that really quick. Let's talk about that. That's kind of like impromptu, but I'm glad that was brought up. It is Latino Wednesday, right? So we got some time. G-Funk, what do you think, man, of Munguia at 160? You know, you think that's what's best for him, and how do you think he's going to do?
Well, you know, I do think that it is a good move for him. I think there's some names up there that I think he's trying to get. Will he beat these guys? You know, I don't know, man. You know, Munguia, you know, when I first seen him, you know, when he first started to come on the scene, you know, he looked like the guy, you know, he looked the part is what I should say, you know. Right. And as, you know, as time went on and we seen the progression, you know, it's not really living up to what I thought. But, you know, he's still young, still got time to improve on some of the things that he needs to improve on. But there's some guys there at middleweight. There are some guys there, man. There's Charlo, there's Andrade, there's Triple G, there's Canelo. I mean, I don't know if that fight's possible. But you know, there's some names there that he could get, man. And you know, I want to see who he fights in his first fight there at middleweight. And you know, I do think it's a good move for him because he's a very big kid, man. So, you know, I think that yeah, and that's a good question there. Is he still with Eric Morales? So yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I didn't see too much of an impact on Munguia with the first fight, but again, that's their first fight together, first camp together. So, you know, I do want to see how Morales is able to, you know, have an impact on his style, and you know, if he could do some of the things that El Terrible used to do, he could turn into a heck of a fighter, man. But that's still to be seen. But I do like the move, and I do think there's some big fights for him there if he could get a couple wins under his belt at 160.
Yeah, absolutely, man. As for Vergil Ortiz, check it out, man. A couple things I want to kind of look at here. When it comes to Vergil Ortiz, okay, this dude is, you know, something special, right? Now, look, I don't always get it right, guys, right? There's times where DStyleBoxing gets it wrong. The best example, we're going to talk about him a little later, but Jorge Linares, right? I thought Jorge Linares was going to be the future. You know what I mean? And that's why I say don't call a guy special until he starts doing it. Like I was calling Jorge Linares special when the dude was still a prospect, because I went with the eye test, and it turned out he was good, right? He won a world championship. He did a lot of good things. But as high as I was on Linares, by the way, I think Vergil Ortiz is even better. I'm obviously being even more careful with the way I'm assessing him. But boy, oh boy, is this dude ready to make some serious noise at welterweight and in the future at 154. This guy's the goods right here. Not Munguia. I mean, Munguia is an action-packed fighter. He's going to bring us a lot of exciting fights, but he's gonna lose to the top fighters. You know what I mean? When he really steps up, Munguia's gonna fall short. He might pull off some wins, out of his hat, but he's going to struggle a little bit. Now, granted, when I say that this man is the best prospect in the game, I want to make sure people understand what I mean by that. What I mean by him being the best prospect in the game. A lot of people call fighters prospects that aren't really prospects, right? Devin Haney, Devin Haney's not a prospect, guys. All right? First, you could ask David Haney himself. He doesn't like being called a prospect, okay? But most of all, you can't have a world title and be called a prospect. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying. Kenneth Johnson, why top prospects don't fight each other anymore? I would like to see Vergil versus Zenit. Let's do it. It's a great question. I think the answer is investment. Right, these guys are investments to these promoters, and when and if that L comes, they want it to be, when it's a big fight, not like an obscure fight. But that's what I wish that there was a system in place. You know what I mean? I wish there was a system in place that could put all this together and make sure that on the come up, on the rise, these guys are facing each other. You know what I mean? It used to be like that in Mexico. Now you see multiple champions from Mexico, right? You got Navarrete and Vargas in the same division out of Mexico as world champions. You know what I mean? And back in the day, you had to become the champion of Mexico before you even fought for a world title. So just in general, all across the board, great question. Thanks for bringing that in. All right. And that's that, man. A lot of things that we could all talk about and say and all that, man. But thank you guys for those questions. All right.
Hey, what's up, Holmes? What you doing, eh? What's up, eh? What's up, D-Style? What's going on, chat? What do you think of my firme brocha, eh? That's what I like to listen to, eh, when I brush my mustache, Holmes. What's up, eh?
Let me tell you something. You're the last guy I wanted to see pop up on here. That's number one. Okay.
Okay. All right, eh? I see how it is, eh? You don't want the baby nuts this week, huh? Is that what it is, Holmes? Or what?
Now, I was talking about what great of a prospect Vergil Ortiz is, and then you just pop up.
Well, let me tell you something, eh? You don't ever talk about prospects on this show unless you're going to bring up my son, eh? How come you never talked about my son when he was a prospect, eh? He was the best prospect, man, when he was coming up. That's why they called him the Ghost, eh? He was the best, eh? And don't ever forget, he's a warrior, eh? And he learned from me because I'm a warrior in the streets, eh? And I get down, eh? I don't talk shit, eh? I back it up, eh? Just like my son.
Look, man. All right. First of all, when your son was a prospect like 20, 30 years ago, bro. All right. YouTube didn't even exist. How am I going to tell about your son? Right? Go take that to Max Boxing or some shit. Okay. I don't know why they weren't talking about your son. I don't think your son, he was in the Olympics, right? An Olympian, but he wasn't no Vergil Ortiz, though, on the come up.
He was better than Ortiz. That's why, eh? Because he learned from me, Otto. And you better show him some respect, eh? And me, because I trained the Ghost, eh? And he was the best when he was at lightweight, Holmes. Don't ever forget that.
All right, man. Since you're here, what's your baby nuts of the week? Go ahead.
All right, eh? This is my segment. So this is my time, eh? So I want some respect, Holmes. All right? And today, I'm going to tell you the baby nuts of this week. It's got to go to Gordito, and I'm talking to you, Andy Ruiz. You came in so heavy, eh? I barely recognized you, Holmes. And then you want to wear a sombrero. You don't want to take off your clothes at the weigh-in, eh? Because you were ashamed of that belly, Holmes. You were so fat out there, eh? I couldn't believe what I was seeing, eh? You were out there sweating mantequilla. That's how fat you were, eh? You couldn't even move around the ring and catch that chicken AJ. He's out there running around the ring like Mayweather, like a chicken, bro. The whole card sucked, eh? The main event sucked. The guy's running around. You got one fat guy trying to chase around a chicken around the ring, eh? What is this, eh? What's going on here? You know, we didn't pay to see a guy chase chickens, eh? We want to see a fight, eh?
Man, that's a tall ass chicken.
That's a big chicken, eh? That's a gallo negro right there, eh? He's going over, he's going after him, eh? He was running around the ring, eh? He couldn't catch him. He was too heavy, eh? Too many. This guy brought his own personal taco truck over to Saudi Arabia. Eh? I didn't even think that was possible, eh? How'd he do that?
Hey, see him eat the whole tray of tacos.
Holmes, he ate a whole cart of carne, eh? I don't know what's up with this guy, eh? He let that money get to his head, bro. And he's got baby nuts for that, eh? You let down the raza, eh? You could have been a huge star, eh? You had the world in the palm of your hands right there, eh? And you let it slip away because you had too much taco grease in your hands, eh? You better get your act together, Holmes, all right? And I want to see you come back strong, or you're going to be baby nuts again. And take notes from my son, Robert. He always came in shape, eh? Every time.
Man, first of all, right? If the chat wants to say this with me, all right? Ready? Your son hasn't been good in 10 years.
Come on, right? Eh? 10 years? Are you kidding me, eh?
Your son hasn't been good since 2007.
I just gotta brush my brush on this, eh? You're too much, Holmes. You know that? You don't give my son credit for nothing, eh? He moved up 2 weight classes, eh? And put a beating on that Berto, eh?
Saying shit, that's why.
Hey, Holmes, he's the best, eh? And don't ever forget it, Holmes. All right? That's right, eh? You see that? 4 division champion, Holmes. 4 divisions, eh?
Well, that's all right. At the end of the day, do you have any final words, Ruben Guerrero, before I knock you out, bro? Do you have any final words?
You gonna knock? What are you talking about, knock? You want some of this, eh, or what? I'm getting tired of you, eh? Every time I come here, you disrespect me, Holmes. And I'm telling you, eh? You don't disrespect a veterano like me, eh? I'm from the streets, eh? I'm ready to go down right now. Are you ready or what?
Man, I don't think you, dude. If I box you, you're gonna get a heart attack, bro. I don't want to be responsible for the death of an old man. Okay,
man, my ticker's good, right? Holmes. My ticker is good, bro. Eh?
I don't even think you could beat your own son, and your own son hasn't been good in 10 years. I want the chat to say it with me. His son hasn't been good in 10 years.
10 years, eh? The hell with the chat, eh? And the hell with you, eh? Anytime you would disrespect my son, eh? Let me tell you something,
all the way
eh?
in England, bro. Over there in England.
I don't give a damn about those Englishmen, eh?
Years, bro.
We're here, eh? In the streets, Vato, and I'm ready to throw down. And just like my son, eh? Anytime I'm ready. Anytime he wants some, eh?
And he's out of here. Get this dude out of my chat for life. I can't stand that guy. All right, let me tell you something. Ruben holds keys to the yard hopes, absolutely. Right? Where else, G-Funk? Hey, G-Funk. Okay. G-Funk is nowhere to be found, everybody. See, G-Funk just disappeared, everybody. Okay? 10 years. I need the chat to start doing this so he gets the point. Okay? When I say your son hasn't been good, and you guys got to type 10 years, just like Jay Souza did. All right? Just like that. Woman beater. Yeah, and I don't want to be an elderly man beater. Okay? Well, I don't know where G-Funk went. G-Funk's somewhere. I don't know where he is. Right? I mean, he just happens to disappear. Does anybody wonder why? Where did G-Funk go? Hey, G-Funk. Where you at, bro? Where you at? Hey, by the way, are y'all a lot of you dudes out there mad, eh? Are you mad? I don't know what G-Funk. There he is. Where you go?
Man, dude. Again, man. I don't know, man. Every time like this guy comes on, man, you get him so riled up, man. I gotta kick him out of here, bro. Like he gets crazy, man.
Hey, I did ask. Did I ask chat? I asked, is your door locked? He's like, oh yeah, it's locked, bro.
you know what? You can't keep that guy out, man. When he wants to get somewhere, man. I don't know, man. You better be looking out for him, man. He's crazy, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Yes, Maxilla Robert fought Mayweather. Absolutely. The the fact of the day, all right. On my card, real fat. Look, I wasn't that. I don't think you won one round, bro. That's time that you didn't win a round, right?
Oh man, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna get crazy here soon, man. You keep this up, man.
It's all good. I don't know. Maybe it'll escalate, bro. Maybe one day I'll have to knock the dude out. Okay.
Maybe, yeah. One day you're gonna have to show him something, man.
Stormy V Man said, "You better watch out, eh?" Man, ESPN, bro, not ESPN Plus. ESPN. I think this is a good move, by the way. Okay. G-Funk, give me your thoughts on Crawford versus the Wi-Fi password.
The Mean Machine, huh?
NBT Boxing came up with that, but I thought it was hilarious. But what did they, man? Mean Machine.
Well, I think Crawford is a hell of a talent. He's considered to be pound for pound #1 on most people's list. He definitely is on mine for sure. I don't know about DStyle's list, but for me, he's definitely the #1 guy. He hasn't been in there with the best competition as of late due to promotional issues, I guess. Which sucks. Yeah, which sucks. But the Mean Machine, man, and I'm right there with you, man. I can't even pronounce this guy's name. But you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something right here, man. And this is the reason why they call me G-Funk, man, because I ain't afraid to get funky, from time to time. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. My prediction for Saturday, I'm taking the Mean Machine, bro, for the big upset. Big upset Saturday night. Mean Machine, baby.
You got Crawford, right?
No, man. I'm taking the Mean Machine, bro. That's your percentage right there. That's your projection.
8% shot to win, bro. That's it.
Man, I'm telling you right now, bro. Taking Mean Machine all the way, man. He's gonna have Adam Sandler there, Terry Crews, Bill Goldberg, all those dudes from the Mean Machine, man. That was in the movie, bro. Yeah. They're all gonna be right there, bro. And I'm dead serious, bro. Mean Machine, bro. Hell, man, there's no way, man. I'm taking this guy, man. You gotta be kidding me, man. I know some of y'all out there was thinking, man, what's wrong with this dude, man? But
we're all like this, like, how do I break it to him?
Oh, man.
Must be the one to tell the kids that ain't real. Like,
No, man. I'm taking Bud all the way.
Be like in a comment section, like, yeah, that's right. You know what? I'm gonna say it too. Mean Machine.
Mean Machine. Mean Machine. But no, man, I'm taking Bud all the way. This should be easy work for Bud. I expect him to stop this guy as pretty soon, man. I'm gonna say 5, 6, something like that.
Yo, try to say the dude's name though. Like, you gotta at least give it a shot. Okay.
Let me see. Okay, hold on. The full name or just the last name?
You gotta say the full name, bro. Come on, bro.
Oh my God.
Give it a shot.
Indugish Kavlaskivkas. I don't even know, man. But this guy.
Who can tell me? Anybody out there that can tell me? Hey, by the way, don't randomly come over here talking about other channels, bro. Okay, yeah, that ain't cool. But let me give it a shot. Terrence Crawford. See, that was easy, bro. That was easy. All right. Egedehus Kavaluhakas.
Whew.
Oh, that's all you gotta do. Look, and the Vergil, see, you put the blah 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 in it, and you're good.
There's some boxing channels that will definitely say that the proper way, you know. And, you know what I'm saying? But you know what, man? I
Do
don't
you
see.
think it's the opposite in Eastern Europe? Like, do you think they look at like Terrence Crawford and they're like, "What the fuck? What type of fucked up name is that?" Like,
Probably.
Terrence Crawford. Like, you know, what I mean, I don't know. Uh, I've always wondered that. EK, EK, Mean Machine. You know, at first I thought they were kind of Mean Machine. You know, because you know, like they want to make it sound cool, but once they saw the name, that Wi-Fi password, yeah,
Yeah.
I see why.
Only
I've seen
thing,
this guy fight against Sugar Ray Robinson, bro.
Sugar
He,
Ray, huh?
not Sugar Ray, just Ray Robinson. He had a fight with Ray Robinson, bro, way back in the day. Not that back in the day. Not that Ray Robinson, but ESPN2 Ray Robinson.
Okay. Did he look good or what? Because I honestly never heard of this cat.
Hey, look, die.
Yeah. Well, either way, you know, this is almost like a Rock moment. Like, what's this guy's name? It doesn't matter what your name is. All right, you're going to bed, so make sure you pack your sleeping bag and your pillow because I don't see this fight going 12, man. I think Crawford's going to come out and make a statement. He's tired of hearing all the talk, so I think he's going to come out here and blaze this dude, and hopefully move on to bigger and better things, man. I'm hoping and praying that he can get a good fight at 147, man. I really am. But I expect him to get rid of this dude.
Yeah, that's for sure. I got Terrence Crawford via whatever he wants.
What is your projection again? Was it 80 88? Oh, shit.
Well, like I told Ashley yesterday, I mean, we got to give him, you know, most people are like, 100%. It's never 100%, guys.
No,
I mean,
never. No.
But because anything could happen. Like Crawford could get disqualified. He could twist an ankle. He could break his hands. He could dislocate his shoulder. It could be an ugly cut. Like those are factors on every fight. That's why no fight's 100%.
Hey, he could trip on his shoelaces on the way to the ring, you know. I mean, and that'll be it, you know.
Yeah, like those would fall around just 4%, but you got to give him a little more than that, you know. Okay, like I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, I don't know why people are bringing up that channel, bro. Like you know, like it's like, what are we doing? Trying to just start an unnecessary beef or something? Like, what are we doing? Right? El Dog, nope. 7 reasons. By all right, well, okay.
Well, yeah, they're on that guy.
But that's that. Well, Chief Funk, there's some other fights we want to cover here. Well, actually, before we move on to this other fight, before we move on to that, okay? So we got some time. What are your thoughts on Bradley looking at the camera and saying, like with confidence, a prime Crawford? I mean, that Crawford would beat a prime. I know you had something to say about that yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Confidence saying that he would beat Mayweather, like not like, hey, you know, I think he could pull it off, but he said it like it's like, well, question.
Yeah, I think that's a good sales pitch by Timothy Bradley. I think that, you know, ESPN and Top Rank realize that, you know, Crawford is starting to lose some steam because of the, you know, the promotional issues. So I think that it's just something to try to get people more interested in the fight and more interested in Terrence Crawford. You know, for the hardcore fans, you know, we don't need this kind of stuff to get excited about Terrence Crawford. Like, we know this guy's the real deal, you know. And I mean, on just about everybody's pound for pound list, he's either number 1 or number 2. Right. And so that I mean, I don't know why we just can't leave it at that, but it's a good sales pitch by Tim Bradley. But yesterday, you know, to talk about that,
That's the check talking. Is it the check talking?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, he's being a good company, man. You know, He's earning that check. Is what he's doing. But prime Floyd Mayweather versus a prime Terrence Crawford. I mean, I think. Well, let's you and I decide where will we have that fight at? What weight? Because I think
Okay,
a prime Floyd would be
let's
like.
go weight by weight. Let's start with lightweight, 135.
I take Mayweather.
Well, what's your like? Let's say YouTube existed back then, and they were actually fighting those two guys, and we did a projection like we do on this show. What would your projections be?
I you said 135.
Yep.
I would probably say 75-25 Floyd.
Okay. I mean, we're pretty much on the same same ballpark. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what was your? Because I'm typing down. Well, what's your Twitter handle again? GFunky84.
I believe it's just G Funky. Yeah, I think it is G Funky 84. Yeah,
Right.
but I'll check it for you right now. But I think that's what it is. I'm new to Twitter, guys, so I'm not.
we're adding little stuff to the channel all the time here. Look at this.
Yeah, it's at G Funky 84.
Max Zilla's like Crawford wins. Something tells me he doesn't like Mayweather though. Like, be honest, Max Zilla. Do you like Mayweather? Like, Jay Souza says at 135, Floyd had power. I would favor Floyd at 135. People will bring up G Funk, the Castillo fight. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I will say though, the reason I give Crawford a percentage is because there's some dog in Crawford. Like he would like, if all else fails, he'll come forward and try to make it a rough fight for Mayweather. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I still think Mayweather would find a way to win that fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that as the weight goes up, Crawford's chances improve. I think, but I mean, Floyd at lightweight was amazing, man. That guy was amazing. But you know, here's the reason why I said what I said yesterday. I think that Crawford's style could give a guy like Mayweather some trouble, because this was always my theory on how to beat him. And I'm talking about Mayweather, that is, because you know he's the guy that.
Did I guess right? Did I guess right?
You know, that's been going around for years, man. And I seen the footage. You know, it was a good sparring session, man. But yeah, it's sparring, you know.
Right.
And Paulie Spadafore never turned out to what he was supposed to be. But anyway, here's the reason why I think Crawford has a good shot at giving Mayweather some trouble and possibly beating him. Is you know, I've always had this theory with Floyd is that he's like, you know, a computer, man, when he's in there. The first, you know, 1 to 4 rounds, he's in there collecting data on his opponent, you know, getting the timing down, getting the rhythm down, you know, trying to see what they do and collect all that data. And then now he's got a game plan to counteract it, you know. I think a guy like Crawford, who, like you said, can come out and fight like a dog if he needed to, come forward and press the action. We have seen him move around the ring and box. We've seen him switch from orthodox to southpaw. We know he's got good speed. He's shown good power, you know, at 135, 140, not so much here at 47, but, you know, we all know that a good strong jab, you know, is a good weapon against a guy like Floyd. And the southpaw stands too. We know that a couple of southpaws that he's been in there with have caused him some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the thing with Crawford is, again, Mayweather's a guy who likes to collect that data on his opponent. So once he does that against Crawford, I think Crawford is the type of guy who can switch his style in between fights as well. So as Mayweather, let's say he loses possibly the first 2 out of those 4 rounds, and then he's like, okay, now I got to read on this guy, and then they say, okay, now we're going to switch it up. Now we're going to do something else for the next couple of rounds, and then the rounds coming after that. Okay, now we're going to turn southpaw on him, you know, and like, so I think that's why I would give Crawford a good shot against Mayweather at any weight. But I think the lower weights, I would favor Mayweather much greater than I would at the higher weights.
What about let's put it this way. What about at 147 pounds? Like, I just feel there's like a big unknown. You know what I mean? Because Crawford's first fight at 147 was against Horn, and I didn't criticize that fight. That was a really good fight for his first fight. Like the guy that just got a win over Pacquiao. I felt Pacquiao won that fight, but it was close. You know what I mean? So, and that was his first win, but then he hasn't really done anything after that at 147. It's really hard to assess Crawford at 147, no?
Yeah, it is because like you said, he hasn't really been in there with anybody at this weight class. Any top contenders, that is.
Yeah.
But he has shown, to bring up power with him. He was always a much bigger guy than his opponents when he was down there. I think he outweighed Gamboa a lot when he fought Gamboa. That fight was like 135, I believe, or was it 130? I can't remember which weight it was, but
35.
I remember he came in. I think he was like a welterweight. He was like 140 something, not quite 147, but I think he was like 141 or 142, something like that. So, we know that, he was naturally a bigger guy. So, I think that, power wise, he could, again, we haven't really seen it against anybody here, but, I think that that's something that is still there. And that's probably, would cause some trouble for Floyd if he could land, and that's again, but I do think that Crawford has a good enough jab and timing and speed to catch Floyd with something, something serious.
Yeah.
Especially at 147, because again, Mayweather, as he got older, as he got heavier, didn't really let the hands go as much. So, that's why I favor him much more at the lighter weights, because he was throwing a ton of punches, man, back then. He was not afraid to let his hands go at 130 or 135 or 126,
Yeah. Max Zilla just like, I think it's fair to say you're a little biased when it comes to picking against Floyd, but that's a different story, bro. But it's all right,
Hey, we all got our thing,
Well, that's that. I just wanted your thoughts on that, and of course, Teófimo López.
But wait, before we go on,
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you agree with, my theory about switching up styles in between fights to kind of throw Mayweather off? Do you think that's a good? Yeah,
I think it might work because the thing about Floyd is, even if you start good, he's going to make an adjustment, and then you need a plan B.
exactly.
I mean, and the guys that had either stuck to plan A and believed in it a lot, and didn't give up, or the ones that had a plan B usually gave Floyd the tougher fights. So Crawford would have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. That doesn't mean I think he would win, but I definitely do believe he could give him a good fight.
Yeah. That's the one reason why I think I would give him a pretty good shot.
If Floyd wants to change perception, if Crawford wants to change perception, I just need to see him in some bigger fights. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely
change this thing and do it. You know what I mean?
No, this is nothing to sink my teeth into, but we got to kind of roll with the punches here, and hopefully Tom Rank does the right thing and gets him a fight with somebody over there at PBC. I hope we can get it done, man.
I agree. So, projections, G-Funk. Can Teófimo López pull this off? There's a lot of individuals like me. I'm barely like I'm picking them, but like I'm like reluctant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because Comey, he's a veteran. He's got power. You know what I mean? He's gonna bring it, no doubt about it. He could hurt you. But can Teófimo López, potentially not only win but have a career-defining moment here, like have a big win? Do you think he can win this fight convincingly and impress people, or do you think it's going to be a much closer fight or win it all?
Well, I just want to say before I give my official prediction and pick who I think is going to win, I like this fight. I like it. It's a big step up in competition for Lopez. Hasn't been in there with the cream of the crop in that division, but he's only had 14 fights, so that's kind of a given. A guy starting off early in his career. But this is a nice step up in competition. Richard Comey, like you said, I agree with everything you said about him. He's durable. He's tough. He's got power. Willing to throw his hands, let his hands go.
Yeah.
He's all the above of what you said, man. I totally agree. If I look at both guys, and this is what I see when I look at both guys, to me, Lopez is the more talented fighter. I would, that's what I would definitely say for sure. I think he's has the better speed. I think he has the better reflexes. I think his defense is better. I just think again, talent wise, he's better than Comey. Doesn't mean that he's going to win. We've seen guys that have had tremendous talent over an opponent and they get beat. But I do see Lopez as the more talented fighter. Comey's a guy who's he's got good hand speed as well. I don't think he's as fast as Lopez. He definitely has the edge in power so far. You can see the knockouts on his record. And he's been in there with some better guys, obviously, than Lopez. He's again tough, loves to throw his hands. From what I've seen, and Lopez's last fight again was kind of a lackluster performance from what we've seen. He's the guy who always tries to go in there and get the knockout early on guys. Couldn't get it done against that tall Japanese guy. I can't remember his name. Sorry about that, guys, but G-Funk's getting old, and I can't always remember all these guys' names, but he did win the fight, no doubt about it, but it wasn't that typical Teófimo López knockout or stylish type of win, but a win is a win. Comey in his last fight against Beltran, I thought that was a good fight for him and a big win for him. He came in real aggressive on Beltran, knocked him down, I think, twice in the first round. That fight turned out to be a lot better than what it looked like it was going to be. It ended up going 8 rounds, I believe, and Comey ended up stopping him. But, Beltran had his moments, man. And if you look at Comey after the fight, man, he had a pretty swollen eye as well. So a guy who likes to let his hands go the way that Richard Comey does, there's always an opportunity for you to get clipped with something in these exchanges, And I think that we're going to see a lot of that here Saturday night. I think that his game plan is to come out and put some heat on this kid. They want to go in there and push their style on him and be aggressive, test him, see if they can break him down, because this is his step up fight. We're going to see if he's the real deal or not with this fight. So I think Comey is going to come out and be aggressive, just like he was against Beltran. But again, Lopez, a lot sharper, a lot more crisp with his shots, a lot faster, and he's got the better head movement, better reflexes than Beltran. I think that with that aggressive style that Comey's going to come in with, is going to leave some good opportunities to get countered with some shots. And, he's shown ability to take good shots. He got hit with a lot of good clean shots against Robert Easter when he fought Robert Easter. Mm-hmm. Was able to hang in there with him. So, we always know this in boxing, man. The punch that hurts you is always the punch that you don't see, man. And I think that Teófimo López has that kind of speed and counterpunch ability to land shots on Comey, when he doesn't expect it, because he's going to be letting them hands go. But with that said, I do think that Comey is going to give this kid a really tough fight. I think it's going to be not as close as you have it. I'm thinking maybe 60-40 for Lopez. I think that this kid has heard the talk, people not believing in him, people thinking that he's soft and things like that. I think that if he wants that opportunity to become that big megastar, and they keep saying the winner of this is going to get Lomachenko, he's got to show out here, man, and he's got to do his thing. So I'm picking him to win a unanimous decision over Comey. I just think, again, he's just too fast, too good of a counter puncher. And I think that Comey's going to give him a lot of opportunities to counter punch. Right. But Lopez has yet to be hit by some real power yet, man. So, that's still a big question mark for him.
My only concern is, well, first, before I give you that, what would G-Funk put this at? What would you say, like, if you were to do the projection, what would it be?
I would probably say 60-40 Lopez.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. We're not that different, really.
No, no, no.
But I think it's going to be a challenging fight for Lopez. If he comes out there, man, and just has his way with Comey and comes out on top, dude, I'll be impressed. You know what I mean? Like that's because I don't think that's going to happen. So if we'll see how that goes. Batman tweet says, "Agree, G, but dude talking about Floyd is a B plus fighter." Uh,
I think he's talking about that Maxilla.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Nah, bro. What do you mean B plus, bro? Come on now. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, man. I'm rolling with Lopez, man, but barely, bro. He didn't look good against that Japanese dude, man. He just didn't. Nakatani.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
I don't know if, but then again, he's not dealing with those dimensions in this fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comey still has a slight reach advantage, as you guys can see there, but it's not that big of a difference. That Japanese dude was almost 6 feet tall, bro.
He's a big dude, man, for that weight.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think Comey, man. I expect him to come out quick on this kid, man. Yeah. I think they want to really test him. They're gonna be like, okay, you think you're the next young great thing, and you're just gonna walk over us? I don't think so. He's gonna come out there and test him early, man. I think.
Man, if Mikey uses Robert Guerrero as a tune-up, bro, that's gonna be the most epic of segment of the week.
Don't even get me started on that, man. I don't want to get that guy riled up, man.
He'll be like, he ain't gonna beat my son unless he runs like a chicken, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. With Batman Tweed, you always keep it real, GN. Reggie too, absolutely. Thanks so much for that support. I want to thank everybody for the support. Okay, making this channel successful and economically. You know what I mean? So
yeah, this is gonna be a big fight, man. Yeah. And you said Comey's from the Bronx. Is that what you said,
bro? Comey is from the Bronx, and Teófimo López is from Brooklyn, bro.
Ooh, we got BX versus BK at the Garden. Hey, people gonna show off for this one, man.
It's got it right there, but he lives in the Bronx, bro.
Damn, that's gonna be good, man. There's a little rivalry there with those New York cities, man. So
should Comey come out with a pinstripes? What do you think?
He might, he might come out with the Yankees gear.
Come out like a slugger, bro. He's gonna come out. Only his Louisville Sluggers right here. All right. He's gonna be swinging that, and we're gonna see if Teófimo Lopez's pitch is gonna work in this fight. It'll be interesting. I think something tells me they're gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he might come out with the Brooklyn Dodgers jersey.
Yeah, that's
We'll see, but I'm real excited about this, man, because I love when these guys who are right there on the cusp of prospect going into, future star. I love to see how they do, man. And man, if Comey, if he comes out there and gets real aggressive, and Lopez clips him with something big, man, and gets him out of there early, man, Lopez will be elevated to, he'll be up there, man. His name's gonna blow up, I think.
Let me ask you this. If it's a big if, okay? If Lopez beats Comey, right? Which I think we both agree more likely is going to happen. I have it a little closer than you, but still, not out of the question that Comey could win. But more than likely, the winner of this fight is going to be facing. It's all in-house, top rank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vergil Lomachenko, the only Eastern European name I could say without a problem. Actually, I don't have a problem with Ukrainian names. They're not that hard. But anyway, I digress. Vergil Lomachenko against Teófimo López. Is he ready for that fight? You think he takes that fight?
Man, if I'm in charge of this kid's career, I wouldn't take that fight right now. But then again, Loma hasn't looked like the same Loma that we've seen, in years past. especially since he's been moving up. I noticed he's been getting hit a lot more than we're used to seeing.
Right.
Even though he made Luke Campbell take the knee, um, I thought Luke did some good things in there, man.
Right.
With Loma, I mean, I don't think he was winning by any stretch of the imagination, but there were some good things that I seen him doing in there against Lomachenko. Um, Lopez he's young, he'll be full of confidence if he beats Comey and if he does it in impressive fashion. But that's yet to be seen. But let's just say hypothetically, he does beat Comey in impressive fashion. They take that Lomachenko fight, man. He's going to be full of confidence. And a young kid, undefeated, full of confidence, good hand speed, good power. Uh, you know, anything goes, man. But I would still favor Lomachenko at this point. The experience is just levels above. Although, I mean, I know Lopez had a good amateur career, but I mean, Lomachenko had like 400 something fights, I think, at amateur, and now I don't know how many fights in as a pro, but both of these guys have seen just about every style that there is to see when you have that many amateur fights. But man, that's a tough fight for Lopez, man. Maybe I'll think differently after the fight Saturday if he looks good or if he looks bad,
Yep.
But that's tough, man. That's a tough decision for him and his team to make right now, man, because he's still young, man. And the way that boxing fans are nowadays, the way boxing fans are nowadays, man, if you take one loss, I think you're done. And it's kind of sad that that's the way it is, but I don't know why it is that way. I can't stand it, but I think he's if he loses and he doesn't lose badly, like get knocked out or something, he'll have a chance to rebound and come back and reestablish his career from there, man. But it's a tough choice for them to make, man, if he wins.
Man, if Teófimo López wins this fight, something tells me they're gonna have we have a mandatory we have to fight. Like I just kind of feel that way. He's not ready for Vasyl Lomachenko. You know what I mean? If he gets past Comey, I don't think he's ready. But I'm not against the fight. Don't get me wrong. But if he fights, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The best fighting the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just telling you guys, there's a reason G-Funk said if I was his handler, right? So I don't know. I don't think he wins it, bro. I think it's a tough task. What about Richard Comey? How do you think he does against Vasyl Lomachenko?
Well, that might be a little bit of a different fight because of the styles, If he could come in and be aggressive like Salido, fight a little dirty, if you have to. I'm not talking about coming in so heavy like Salido did for that fight, but take a page out of his book with some of the things that he did, bully him around, rough him up a little bit. Anything could happen,
Right.
But I would still favor Lomachenko, just like I would favor Lomachenko over Lopez as well.
I hear you, bro. And look, he says, Matthew Thompson, if Teófimo wins impressively, I can see him going into the Loma fight overconfident. He almost has to go after Loma since he talked all that trash about Loma, and that's true.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely did talk a lot of trash, bro. Like, so I remember he even said, what did he say? Well, I didn't look up, but this was a real tall guy. Like, just watch how Lomachenko looks against a tall guy, and he fought Campbell and he looked all right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to hear those kind of things from, a young fighter, but we'll see how he does here, man. Let's see if he has a bad hangover from that last fight with the Japanese kid.
Do you make anything of the, because he did have that unfortunate fallout with his mom? Like the mom didn't approve of his wife. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it was religion or what, but he said that was in his head. You know what I mean? But,
Well, yeah, that's, that's hard to assess because,
Yep.
I can sit here and say, keep your emotions and your personal life out of your business, but not everybody handles those sort of things the same way. Everybody has their way of handling those sort of things. So, whether it was true, it was a distraction for him, whether it was fake, or I mean, not fake, but just an excuse, for the bad performance. I would say just, try to be as professional as you can and, stick to the training and stay focused on Richard Comey, man, because if that is bothering you, and it still is bothering you coming to this fight, man, you could be in some real trouble Saturday night, man.
By the way, Maxilla, like you're kind of flirting right now with the trolling territory. I get trying to be funny, but you're kind of trolling a little bit here. I'm just saying, right? But we have hit the hour. Look at that. Okay. We hit it. Let's get to the final topic here. I was about to end the show, Chief, but it's down there. Jorge Linares, Ryan Garcia. You sent me the story earlier. What do you think of that potential matchup?
Yeah, shout out to my boy who was in the chat when the show started, David Garcia. I don't know if you're still there, man, but he's the one that let me know about that. Yeah, man. From what I read, it seems like they're gonna showcase both of these guys sometime in February.
Okay.
And then sometime, what is it saying, like the spring or summer? That's gonna be the fight for those guys, Garcia versus Linares. I like it, man. I like that.
They're doing a crossroads card, and then they're gonna fight.
Yes, that's what I think.
Like of course, I should say.
Yeah, like showcase both of them, and then hopefully they both get the W, and then they're like, okay, well, what do you think about fighting Linares? What do you think about fighting Garcia? And then
why don't they just fight?
Yeah,
knocked out, bro. Like against Pablo Cano. Like what? What do you mean they're gonna set it up? What if he gets knocked out again?
What if he gets beat on cuts or something? We know that he's notorious for getting cut in his fights.
Oh wait, I want to continue with topic, but really quick. What was your assessment of Linares on the come up? Like not now, but when he was coming up.
Man, I remember. I don't know if you remember this, and I can't remember what fight card he was fighting on. It was a pay-per-view. It was a big pay-per-view because I remember being at my dad's house. A lot of people there for a pay-per-view event. And he was on the undercard, and I remember, I don't know if it was Lampley or Kellerman, one of those guys, or Letterman, talked about Linares being so talented that he could possibly be the greatest fighter ever. I remember them hearing. I think it was when he fought DeMarco. He fought DeMarco, right? One of those guys, either Lampley, Kellerman, Letterman, one of those dudes. I believe it was when he fought DeMarco. And DeMarco ended up cutting him, and then they ended up stopping the fight because he was too bloody. And we all just kind of chuckled at the commentary at the beginning of the fight with him. They said this guy is going to be the greatest ever, and he was wiping the floor with him. He's beating him pretty easy, and the next thing you know, he got cut, and then they stopped the fight. And but I didn't keep my eyes off him after that. He's a very skilled guy, man. Very fast hands. I'd say probably some of the fastest hands for a Latino fighter that I've ever seen, Jorge Linares.
Right.
I always thought he was a very good guy. I just think that for some reason he had that problem of getting over the hump, of being a big star. He'll get there, he'll look good, and then like next thing you know, have some letdown fight. Just like again with Lomachenko. He's in there with Lomachenko doing well, actually drops Lomachenko, right? And then he gets hit with a body shot, and that's it. He was done. But he did do well in that fight.
I guess there's someone get rid of that dude. He's annoying the shit out of me, right? I guess what you could assess is this, right? This is what you could assess, right? As far as the talent, right? The jab, the cross, putting punches together, the combinations, the footwork, all that, to me, was something that can't be ignored. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't ignore that. Like, but I mean, obviously, and that's one of the reasons I say you can't say a guy is special until that guy, all right, has proven himself to be special. You know, like, and because you the moments where they get clipped and they're hurt, like those moments are gonna come, and you got to see how your fight is gonna react to that. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's everyone has those moments where they have to react to something, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. But he was impressive, man. Early on, uh, as far as what we got here with Golden Boy trying to line these two guys up, I think it's good, man, and I'm glad to see Lopez get. I mean, not Lopez. I'm sorry, thinking about Teófimo still. Ryan Garcia. I'm glad to see him getting back in the ring right away. He's only in there one round with that guy he fought on Canelo's undercard, and got that dude out of there impressively. So I'm glad to see him staying busy and staying in shape. I like that, man. And Linares, I think that they're kind of using him as a stepping stool here, man. That's just what I personally think. With Garcia, but you never know, man. Linares is very skilled, and he will be the biggest test of Garcia's career, no doubt about it, man. And can't overlook him, man. Just can't do that.
Right. I agree. You can't just overlook people, right? So I mean, I still think I got Ryan Garcia winning, just because, man, the pop Ryan Garcia has in his hands are really fast. I don't think Linares is going to react very good to that, and I don't even think a collision course is necessary. Like, I just think they should just fight.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, right? I think so too, man. But they want to squeeze a little money out of Linares while he's still got a name, I guess. And if he looks good against whoever they put him in there against, could get a few 100,000 more people, or who knows, interested in that fight when it happens. But I'm real curious to see how Garcia comes out after that big win of his. The step up fight that he had in impressive fashion. So I want to see how he responds to that. You got to follow that up with something good as well, man. So, I'm real anxious to see it, man. I want to see it.
Yeah, watch Linares lose, and then what? Like Boston Dialogue said, then what do you do?
Hey, do the fight anyway,
There will be a big upset in the next 2 weeks, says John. Okay. Do you want to name him, John? I don't want you to come out here and see. I told you. I want to know what fight. Which 2 upsets?
Yeah, let us know, man. I love a good upset,
Yeah. I mean, Lopez is a slight favorite, so if Colby wins, technically that is an upset, G-Funk. I don't know if that's one of his fights, but G-Funk put a curse on the boxing world with this oh my God. Kavilahusikas. Dude, it sounds like I'm saying like one of those, like I'm speaking in tongues and shit. Like Kavilahusikas. Kavilahusikas. Anyway.
Dude, I almost said God bless you. Sound like you were sneezing, bro. Like, who'd you say?
Just saying.
Isn't Chavez Jr. coming up? I see somebody in the comment bring that up. That's coming up real soon, right?
Dude, that was actually to be one of the main topics of the day, and I completely forgot. Holy shit. Chavez Jr. suing Nevada, bro. What are your thoughts?
About what? I mean, suing them over what? Like, really? Like, I don't.
When's that fight? Really quick. I haven't paid attention to Chavez Jr. like that.
No, I'm the same, man. Like I said, that guy is banned from my channel. I don't do any Chavez Jr. content. Depending on what happens here,
I think they feel that they did him wrong. They did him wrong for not wanting to do the fight.
This kid, honestly, I don't even know how he's still in the fight game. To be honest with you, man, I don't. I mean, I feel like he's already used his name it's gone. Whatever it had, it's gone now. The Chavez name and the mystique that goes with it is gone. He's already ruined it. His reputation is down the drain, in my opinion. But if the fight happens to go through, I hope Daniel Jacobs knocks this dude completely out, man, and we never have to see him again. I don't want to see the pink attack no more. All right.
The pink attack, bro. Ya say. And I think Jacobs beats him.
He better beat him. He better, or else Ruben Guerrero might be looking for him.
Ruben Guerrero, bro.
Yeah, he might be looking for him, man. If he lets Chavez Jr. win.
No, I agree. I mean, I see where you're coming from. For sure, Chavez Jr. could have been so much more in boxing. It's sad, man. Really, I mean, you know what? Let's talk about that really quick, okay? I mean, could have been. I mean, he could have been worse. You know what I mean? But like, was Chavez really ever like it? Let's go to fantasy world, right? If Chavez Jr., man, trained hard, G-Funk, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, where would he be right now in 2019? Where do you foresee him?
I mean, if he trained hard,
like, give it his all, took it serious, everything a prize fighter should do.
I don't know, man. I mean, to me, he was always kind of limited in what he could do in the ring. The guys that
I mean, he didn't have a better hook to the body than his dad, like I heard people say.
Oh no, hell, not even close, man.
Él tiene el gancho al hígado mejor que el jefe. It's better than Chavez, bro. Like people would say that, bro.
Not even close to that.
Well, if he trained hard, man, he'd be better than his dad. Yeah,
I remember hearing a lot of that crazy talk too, but all BS aside, I don't think so, man. I mean, I think that they set him up, for success early. I remember seeing him when he was really, really young, tall, skinny, fighting guys that I never even heard of, blowing them out. And then, all of a sudden he starts to grow up, starts to become a man, and then he's,
like, let's define better. Like what, like, how much better would he be?
I mean, I think he would definitely be better if he was disciplined and took the sport seriously. Do I think that he would be like, I don't know,
would it be a pound for pound
a pound for pound fighter? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But I remember watching him fight against Marco Antonio Rubio. Yeah. And I was a little impressed with that. The body attack was nice. But again, that's Rubio,
But you know what though? Like, this dude was so much bigger than his opponents, bro, and he would like hit him, bro, with everything to the body. Pa, pa. Like I'm not saying he never had one, but right off the top of my head, I can't remember like a one punch body shot that put a dude down. Or this dude, he was a lot bigger than them, bro.
Right. I don't recall that either. Geez, I remember him when he fought Martinez at the weigh-in. Like, he did not look well at all, man. Like, he looked like he was like frail. Looked like he was about to die on the scale when he stepped on. And then the next day, he gets in the ring looking like Vladimir Klitschko.
How many think he weighed in that fight?
I want to say he was at least anywhere between 185 to 190 for that Martinez fight. He was big, dude. He was huge. Go back, look how much bigger he was than Martinez. And Martinez is not a small middleweight. He's like 5'11". He's a big dude. And Chavez made him look small, man.
By the way, John, what is blasphemy? I want to know what is blasphemy. Like, what do you mean that's blasphemy? What is?
Yeah, what is it?
I threw a fight party for Chavez Jr. and Grover Wiley last fighter to beat Chavez Sr. I remember that fight. I'm like, what are they doing? I
had a fight party for that Martinez fight, and
the best scientist in Mexico for sure. No, Paul. Because Nopal said it took all the scientists in Mexico for Junior to make 160.
Walter White, bro.
He made his weight as much as Andy Ruiz. Man, he'd be a 3-division champion from 160 to 175. That's because Chavez Jr. rehydrated with Fruit Loops for the Martinez fight.
Oh yeah, the pink attack, baby. I need my cereal, bro, while I'm training. You know.
And by the way, we don't need people here coming over here talking trash about other channels, and I kind of what that was about. But Wrenches, you got to do your job, bro. You got to get rid of people that just randomly come on here, fuck this channel and all that. Okay, not on my 4 shows. All right,
Right.
We talk boxing on these shows. These shows right here is just boxing, right? Not beefs and not this channel, that channel, and this none of that. Right. I did, fellas. It was get back for Chavez Jr. for last loss. Like 12 people showed up. Oh wow! Well, there you go. I mean, at that time, I didn't have a problem with it at that time because he wasn't a title holder yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Well, this is DStyleBoxing. G-Funk, give us your final thoughts, bro, before I wrap this one up.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Salute to everyone in the chat. Thanks for chiming in. And for those guys that were trying to start beefs, man, we don't want that over here, man. Do it on your own channel or anywhere else, man.
That counts here. On Wednesdays is me and Ruben Guerrero. Okay, that's it.
That's right. And that's turning into a real thing, guys. All right. So let's take it easy. All right. I don't want to get that guy.
Ruben, no.
I don't want to get that guy started, man. But yeah, thanks for all the support, all the super chats, man. D-Style, he works hard putting these shows together, man. I just come on and talk, man. He does all the hard work, so he deserves it, man. And like always, I want to say thank you to D-Style for having me on. I appreciate it. Any guys in the chat that's not subscribed to me, you can go ahead and subscribe to me at GFunky84 Boxing right here on YouTube. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at GFunky84. And make sure you watch the fights this weekend, man. We got some good prospects stepping it up, especially Lopez against Comey. We got Ortiz versus Soloman. And, of course, we got the guy who's, considered the man by most people, Terrence Crawford, against Mean Machine. So make sure you guys tune in to those fights, man, and thanks for watching.
Absolutely. This is DStyleBoxing, and make sure you keep it boxing. Well,